Hi, my name is Emily, and I am a psych nurse working on an inpatient unit. I'm also a nurse resident, and today I want to talk about empathy. So, in nursing, it's really important that nurses use empathy, which is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. And it's also important to have compassion, which is the act of wanting to help. These differ than from sympathy, which is feeling sorry for someone, and sympathy can actually be a big energy suck. So we want to use empathy and compassion in nursing, but stay away from the sympathy. Empathy, putting ourselves in other people's shoes, has been shown for nurses to help us want to advocate for our patients, and it also helps us want to protect our patients. So empathy has also been shown to help actually understand where people are coming from, not just in a woo-woo kind of way, but literally like if a person was speaking a different language, having empathy for that person would actually help me kind of get what they were saying, even if they were speaking a different language. It's pretty wild, huh? Empathy has been linked to intuition because having empathy, I know this sounds like a long shot, but having empathy has been linked to anticipating the intentions of someone else. And I know that sounds wild, but I'm going to explain why that is. So, in the mid 1990s, there was some experiments done on monkeys in Italy. This has a point, I promise. And when these experiments were going on, there was electrodes in these monkeys' brains, and one of the researchers happened to pick up the monkey's food and noticed that what was showing up from the electrodes was as though the monkey was picking up the monkey's food, but the monkey was just sitting there completely still watching the researcher pick up his or her food. So the researcher was like, notice this, and this is how the discovery of mirror neurons happened. Neurons. So mirror neurons activate when a person or an animal, such as monkeys, sees somebody doing something. It can be physical, but what's even more fascinating is the emotional component. Give an example. If I see somebody who's really sad, and I'm feeling their sadness, that I'm empathizing with them, the same neuro pathway lights up in my brain as the person who is feeling sad. That's why they're mirror neurons. These mirror neuron pathways have shown to be helpful for humans to understand what another person is saying, whether or not they're even speaking the same language. It's how we can connect with other people, how we can put ourselves in someone else's shoes. And it literally can be seen in the brain through these, scientifically, through these mirror neurons that light up. Pretty fascinating stuff. So, we, as psych nurses and anyone who works with people, we use empathy to connect, to understand. And at my job, I use empathy to establish a therapeutic relationship. I put myself in their shoes. I then will use therapeutic communication and reflective listening to show them that I am actively engaging in listening to what they're saying so they can feel understood. I see my patients lighting up when they realize that I'm really there with them. Like, I'm feeling what they're feeling, and they know that I am understanding what they're saying because I'm reflecting back to them that what they're saying, and so they know that I'm there. I've had so many patients thank me for really listening, and it's just a basic thing that we as psych nurses do that can really help our patients to feel cared about and that can help patients in their healing journey. So neurons are how we do this, basically. So as a child, I feel that I was easily able to put myself in other people's shoes. I learned that children can be taught empathy. There is a program called Roots of Empathy. It's by Mary Gordon, and it's an evidence-based program that has shown to be able to increase the amount of empathy that children can experience and reduce bullying, have more positive social interactions. So empathy is something that can definitely be taught to children, and it will help with so much communication. Now, there's something in nursing to watch out for, which is called empathy distress, and that's when, if a nurse or anyone is in the other person's world, so to speak, or in their shoes so much that that line between like them and me, or you are, it's blurred, because that's what happens with empathy. There is a blurring of that. The people are feeling the same thing. It's connecting, but this distress happens when there's not enough of a personal boundary or a transition that's very clear, where the nurse can remove themselves from feeling what the other person is feeling enough to really to do his or her job effectively. Nurses can go in with the best of intentions of wanting to help people, but if there's not clear boundaries between the nurse and the client, or whoever is playing that role as client, it can be draining on the nurse, and it can be draining on any person who's a caregiver. So there has to be strong boundaries there, and there needs to be intention made to a transition. I work 12-hour shifts, so sometimes it's hard for me to come home and just leave everything at work, but it's imperative for longevity in this career to have a ritual or like a strong like spiritual base, or a strong practice, like maybe it's working out, or just something that's not work related, that's just building like a solid core for the caregiver to be able to continue to empathize. So I think the day when or like if there's a period of time when I'm just really having trouble empathizing, or I just am not feeling like solid in myself, then that's where I know it's like it's gone too far. I have to step back. I really got to focus on myself, do some serious self-care. I call it come to Jesus moments with myself. Like, who am I? What is my purpose? And my purpose is, like, I love helping others, but sometimes that can get away from me because, anyway. So I just want to talk a little bit about this, something called empathic distress, which I did. And so I'm on my day off. I am making this video because I love to teach. I have recently just decided that I think that whatever I do, I want it to involve teaching and sharing, things that make me get excited and continue to learn. And this thing called empathy is a really cool topic, and something that I feel that it's one of those things that I feel like I'm pretty good at. I've always been pretty good at it. My mom was always really empathic or whatever, so I think I got it from her. But on the flip side of that, it's like it's my day off, and it is beautiful out here, and I'm just enjoying my day off and being separated from work. Let's just put it that way. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. And I hope you have a really great day and taking care of yourself, and take care of yourself first and the rest of it will follow. Okay, bye.